All it took was one moment. Except it wasn't just one moment. It was hours, days, months, years. Hours of flight preparation, days of mission planning, months of material posturing, and years of training and experience. From the deployed AOR to in garrison, from flight line aircraft maintenance to base operations, airmen across the globe are confident to tackle both routine and unexpected missions. This confidence derives from trust, not only in themselves and each other, but in the equipment needed for the mission. Operational stress will come from all directions, but it will not come from concern over having what you need when you need it. When maintenance personnel order parts, when a defender grasps for a new magazine, or when trapped coalition forces hear the deafening whistle of an incoming Hellfire missile, they can all trust that it will work. And it will work because a group of skilled and professional men and women have dedicated their careers to providing the world's leading military the most advanced equipment and technology. In the air and across all domains, these professionals see beyond the tip fid and unit doc statements. With unparalleled vision and expertise, they pinpoint and fulfill unseen capability gaps, guaranteeing success in military operations. Just as the field unit spends days scheduling and preparing for missions, the massive logistics arm of the Air Force spends months pre-positioning assets throughout necessary theaters to maximize their effectiveness during normal and contingency operations. Each day, over 100,000 total force logistics airmen across the globe arrive for duty. This imposing force is rallied and directed by a tenacious circle of officers. Together, they organize aircraft flying schedules, conduct vital inspections, ensure aircrew readiness, and ultimately ensure the delivery of combat support and urgent airdrops. Far from the flight line, in a secure area emblazoned with explosive placards, munitions personnel diligently help ensure America's dominance on the world stage. Managing billions of pounds of net explosive weight material, these airmen cultivate and sustain the munitions that serve as a vital deterrent to our enemies. As the life cycle management arm meticulously maintains cradle-to-grave responsibility of these assets, they also provide our nation's strategic airlift munitions program. Operated locally out of Hill Air Force Base, this is the only unit capable of rapidly providing operational munition stockpiles to the warfighter and our allies. Famously, it originated and delivered the largest conventional bomb in U.S. history, the Moab, during Operation Inherent Resolve in 2017. While soldiers in the Logistics Corps are devoted to enabling the lethality of 128 distinct divisions, naval logisticians tirelessly ensure the full spectrum of operations for 490 ships across 7 fleets. Combined with 9,000 Air Force officers, this community harmonizes to furnish 1.4 million service members across all 11 unified combatant commands. By guaranteeing these commands to operate with the most accurate, efficient, and reliable equipment, the American military can guarantee a decisive end to those who dare stand in our way. These innovative professionals have taken personal ownership of the needs of the U.S. military, as well as a personal stake in their oath to defend over 300 million American citizens. Logistics, acquisition, technology, combined to accelerate change and sustain dominance.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our first speaker, your Logistics Officer Association President, Mr. J. Kalin.
Wow. Wow. Incredible. A whole group of logisticians together for the first time in 2 years. It's amazing. I did, yesterday, yesterday, incredible energy yesterday for LOA University. I'll thank them and the team from yesterday in a few minutes. But as I was walking around all day yesterday, it's amazing to see the energy, the camaraderie, and everybody getting together again. We haven't seen that in a long time, so it was just incredible to see it yesterday. The other thing, too, that I think is incredible that hopefully all of you will take a time to look over is our memory wall straight outside. Memory wall, you know, it encompasses the 40 years of this organization, the giants that have been presidents before, and I'm standing on top of them. And couldn't be more humbled to be standing in front of all of you today to give you the opening remarks and to give you a little bit of our history over the last 40 years. So again, good morning to all of you, to Log Nation. Well, what a great video to kick off. You know, the Griffin Squadron put that video together for all of us, which really encompasses everything that we do. I had the honor of coining the 5 airmen that put that video together for all of you the other day, and they were incredibly humbled to put that video, so it was pretty awesome. We can't be more excited now to celebrate the 40-year anniversary as a professional logistics organization. I couldn't be more happy to do that with all of you today. Before we get started, though, I got to do this again. How is everybody feeling about being back together in person? After a 2-year hiatus, we hope you are ready to safely reconnect with friends and mentors this week at the Air Force's premier logistics professional development event. I'd like to extend a special welcome to all the senior leaders in the room, particularly the ones in the front here, for all of the years of unparalleled advice, mentorship, and leadership over the years, and I want to thank you all for all of that. We also want to thank our industry partners and corporate sponsors. Your support is unmatched to the men and women of the greatest military logistics enterprise on the planet. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to attend this year's event. It would be remiss of me to continue without the mention of the current events unfolding in the Ukraine and around the world. For many of you, I know this may be the first time in your military career you've experienced a situation of this magnitude. The last few weeks may have been difficult for those of us who feel an innate desire to help others in need. Now, more than any other LOA symposium in our history, is the time for us to come together and channel our collective energy and accelerate change and strengthen our community. LOA's vision and mission will be on full display this week as we provide the arena to connect logisticians to ideas and each other. Our objective is to cultivate professional development opportunities for all logistics professionals across DoD, industry, and academia. We've worked deliberately to provide learning opportunities for each of you that are closely aligned to A4 priorities and the newly released Base and Logistics Enterprise Strategy. As an organization, we execute our mission through 3 lines of efforts: engagement, professional development, and education. You'll see all of these in action through the lens of this year's symposium theme, Logistics, Accelerating Change and Sustaining Dominance. And as I mentioned at the beginning, LOA U, we can't thank them enough for what they did for us yesterday. And thank you all for attending yesterday. We had hundreds of loggies who participated in the unique courses, all focused on the challenges we face as logisticians every day. Thank you to our Chief Learning Officer, Jerry Ottinger, for setting up the strategic vision for LOA University this year, very much more deliberate than what we've had in the past. Our organization had an amazing 2021. Despite the challenges, our chapters continue to recruit new members, host professional development opportunities, and submit amazing articles to LOA's quarterly professional journal, The Exceptional Release. Even in the midst of a pandemic, loggies across the force found innovative ways to prioritize professional development and education. At the national level, we are proud to have awarded $9,000 in scholarships, thanks in large part to our corporate donors again this year. Let's give them all a round of applause. As we join together to celebrate LOA's 40th anniversary, I'd like to briefly take you down memory lane to highlight a few pivotal moments that have resonated with me as I went through and researched the history of the organization. And I have to thank J.D. Duvall right now for providing the history of this organization for the last 40 years. So this very symposium started in 1982, 10 maintenance officers turned an idea into reality when they formed the Maintenance Officer Association, led by Lieutenant Colonel Larry Matthews as the founding president. This very symposium started 1 year later in 1983. And take a look at the team's priorities from that year. Looks pretty familiar. 40 years later, the core of our mission remains the same. Fast forward 10 years to 1992. Then Lieutenant Colonel Donald Whitcomb was our president, which transformed into Colonel Mark Roddy as we began placing even greater emphasis on education, maintenance officers. We started to really recognize the value and the return on investment from our AFIT students. TQM principles were the buzzwords of the era, and we were still adjusting to the TAC, SAC, MAC consolidation as a logistics community with an emphasis on quality. We also experienced the genesis of the digital world. We know today with the rollout of, what do we call it? The desktop computer. We remember two-level maintenance and the force drawdown, or should I say drawdowns. As the Air Force reduced barriers between the logistics disciplines, the MOA membership voted to rebrand the organization as the Logistics Officers Association effective 1 May 1999. At 20 years, at the start of the global war on terror, we became familiar with the AEF concept and the expeditionary mindset and the need for an agile and robust organization to capture and execute multiple logistics functions to generate the mission. Thus, the Logistics Readiness Squadron and the Logistics Readiness Officer career field was introduced. It was General Babbitt who challenged LOA to not only focus on logistics at the wing level, but to expand our mindset to operational and strategic levels of military logistics. At 30 years, then LOA President, Colonel Tom Miller, introduced the LOA University concept to our symposium. The event quickly expanded, bringing in experts from across the industry, academia, and DoD to educate the force. Lieutenant General Judy Fetter presented the challenge on the main stage to garner more focus on chapters, developing and sharing professional development content. 2012 also brought us the evolution of the Air Force Sustainment Center to better align our air logistics centers, later renamed complexes. These organizations foster a culture focused on the art of the possible, with theory of constraints embedded in their processes. We emphasize these paradigms during our events throughout the year, and especially here at the symposium. During our third decade, we honored two leaders of our profession of arms. Lieutenant General Marquez, the father of the modern-day Air Force maintenance and logistics. The statue of the Air Force maintainer was placed strategically at the main gate to remind our current and future logisticians who attend the Air Force Schoolhouse at Shepherd Air Force Base to honor those Air Force professionals who have and who will serve tirelessly throughout the world to ensure our mission readiness is never in doubt. This project would not have been completed without the tireless efforts of Ms. Lynn Forrester and the Executive Board. In 2019, we honored Major General Marcelette Harris with the naming of our Innovation Awards program in honor of her, recognizing achievements of airmen and industry who have developed innovative ideas or solutions to support the Air Force logistics enterprise. Now, here we are, 40 years later, sitting in a room. The rapidly changing dynamic of our profession demonstrates the ensuring importance of LOA. We continue to innovate. We have integrated strategic approach to communication. We work the accelerated ideas and solutions with Tesseract. We identify significant constraints, and we guide progress in the realm of talent management. We leverage and learn from our industry partners and foster an environment for our members to continue to challenge the status quo, all showcased this week. We've expanded our global outreach With 2021 marking the creation of the Royal Australian Air Force chapter, I want to thank the squadron leader, Lauren Bishop, for the connection and partnership. This chapter has already facilitated several professional development events to enhance collaboration with our allies, and we look forward to the continued partnership and friendship. And now, a special message from our U.S. Marine Corps Loggies.
Hey, LOA 2022, I'm Kirk Spangenberg, the President of the Association of Marine Corps Logisticians. On behalf of the men and women of AMCL, we just want to congratulate LOA on celebrating its 40th anniversary. What a great achievement for the entire DoD and the Log Nation family. We look forward to strengthening our partnership, and we invite all of you to join us for AMCL 2022 in the fall so that we can continue to talk logistics. Semper Fidelis.
Awesome. The Exceptional Release, our professional journal, has served as the voice of the logistician since its inception in 1982. Our editor, Montana Ears, and the entire ER field team have taken the ER to new heights, as you guys can see here. To appropriately commemorate the incredible history of our organization, we looked to members to be creative and submit ideas for the 40th anniversary coin each of you received during registration. This coin is a celebration of what LOA represents. Major Brian Bills designed this remarkable coin. Brian, please come forward. Can't thank you enough, man. The association presented him with the executive board's coin for excellence and $400 to his local LOA chapter, the Spangdahlem Air Base's Eiffel chapter. So there is no question the events taking place this week would not have happened without the dedicated volunteers and your symposium planning team who have spent countless hours and months preparing for this event. This year's team is led by three true professionals, Chris Carmichael, Audra Truman, and Evan Hansen, in partnership with Event Power. I would also like to recognize your Logistics Officer Association Executive Board, the Vice President, Jenna Fletcher, who could not be with us this week, your Chief Financial Officer, Holly Gromkow, Chief Information Officer, Dara Hobbs, and Chief Operating Officer, J.D. Duvall. I'd also like to recognize our new incoming Chief Financial Officer, Carrie Kerner. We look forward to working with her in the years to come. So an event of this caliber would not be possible without the support of our sponsors and exhibitors. I'd like to extend a special thank you to this year's platinum sponsors, Boeing and Northrop Grumman, our diamond sponsors, Lockheed Martin and Salesforce, our gold sponsors, Infor and AFSC Software Enterprise, and our silver sponsor, GE Aviation. All right, so who's ready to get started? Yep. After a 2-year hiatus, I know you're all eager to connect with friends, which you probably have already, but I know the week will enhance that. And take advantage of everything that LOA has in store for you this week, because we have a jam-packed schedule. Before we do, though, I wanted to announce a surprise. I know many of you are already thinking about where are we going in 2023 and wondering where in the United States that would be. St. Louis. I can't be more excited to tell people now because I've known for a while. It's going to be great.